Return of the Welcome Call.
Well, we're calling this film Return to the Welcome Call because we'd like to see a day where people look at the phone when it rings and they don't fear picking it up in case it's a call they don't like to receive. The purpose of the film is to go to three audiences. One, to Direct Marketing Association members who pay good money to be members, and we want to remind them what we're doing on their behalf. Two is to remind stakeholders, people like Ofcom that we like to work with, that we're a responsible and a forward-thinking organisation. And thirdly, and most importantly, is to get the code that has taken 4 years from when we first thought about it until recently when it's become law, out into a wider marketplace so more people use their telephone equipment responsibly.
Now clearly the board that I chair has been watching an enormous growth in registrations of the telephone preference service in this country. That was exacerbated last year with the BT privacy campaign.
Telemarketing is sustainable, but probably not in the model that we've had in the past, where large volumes of people are phoned on a poorly targeted basis. The future of all direct marketing pivots around the concept of targeting, even more so than the concepts of permission and opt-in.
Our peace and quiet at home cannot be guaranteed until we find some way of controlling all the calls that come into our households.
From March the 1st this year, new Ofcom rules mean that if you continue to do the work that you've done in the way you've done it before, you will be breaking the law.
Over recent years, the growth of the TPS has been enormous. I was looking at the figures just recently, and the growth that we had in 2005 was exactly the same, or just a bit more actually, than the total file in 2003. So it has been a huge increase.
In all but name, the regulator Ofcom has endorsed the DMA code as being the benchmark for the responsible use of automated dialing equipment. In our terms, that means that our campaign has been validated, and I just hope that everybody will be following them. If they had, for example, been following the ceiling of 5% abandonment rate, we wouldn't have a problem. However, it's not the case that everybody has been following our code, sadly, but I hope now, obviously, that it's been endorsed by the regulator, they will have to.
The DMA membership promised to undertake direct marketing activity to higher standards than those that are not in membership, and we're very anxious to ensure that that promise is borne out, so we police it very stringently. We've set up a member compliance team that proactively watch member behaviour. We send out questionnaires, we do visits to member companies.
The important thing is this, is that if people are tense when they pick up the phone because they want to resist whatever's being said there, then it gets to a stage where, regardless of whether there's TPS or whatever scheme there may be, you won't be able to actually sell things via the phone. So making sure the phone call is welcome, making sure the experience is something that people actually welcome is very important for both the recipient of the call and those making the calls.
I think actually the rules which Ofcom have introduced are going to be more important than the fines. I think what's important is that people will always know who is calling them, they'll be able to do a callback aspect, and so that if they are concerned where the call has come from, they can simply find out very quickly who's behind it, and that they'll be required to be caller identification. So I think that's a big step forward. I think what's upset people most is just simply not knowing who is calling them, and therefore is it a troublemaker or what is it?
But what really struck home to me was when a couple of years ago BT came to see me, a huge corporation begging for more regulation around this issue. Now when a big business comes to and asks for more regulation, you know there's something wrong.
Well, Ofcom is certainly planning to stay close to this issue, intending to look at further enforcement action, but ultimately what we want to see is the dialer using community taking these standards, applying them widely, and that being something that really reduces the scope of this problem for UK consumers. That's something that allows Ofcom confidence that the industry is doing the right thing, and therefore confidence that UK consumers are protected.
Well, who should be aware of these new rules? Several parties need to be. Dialers are used by contact centres in several industries. But it's not only the directors and the dialer managers themselves who need to be aware, it's their clients who are at risk. So I think that marketing directors and customer service managers need to be aware of the issue, that the rules have changed and that they need to review their contracts, their processes, and perhaps the measures that are presented to them on a weekly, daily or monthly basis as to whether their dialers are complying with the new regulations.
Return to the welcome call means that consumers enjoy the experience and don't find it an emotional drain on them. At the moment, they don't want to continue to receive cold calls because they're fed up with them. The only way this industry can sustain itself is to recognise that consumers need a better experience.